before cosmic entities learned to whisper creation into being, there was the beyond realm, a plane of existence so absolute and so alien that even the living tribunal dared not impose judgment there. In this incomprehensible dimension existed a race of beings whose power eclipsed that of eternity, infinity, and death combined. They were the Beyonders, pure manifestations of sentient energy, limitless curiosity, and bottomless potential. Among them, one being began to develop something dangerous: individuality. A desire to understand the lesser realms, to interact, to test. This being would later be known simply as the Beyonder. His power was not measured in cosmic forces or mystical hierarchies. Instead, it bent those rules effortlessly. With a thought, he could shatter multiverses, end timelines, or reshape laws of physics as easily as a sculptor molding clay. But with all his power, he lacked something essential: perspective. He understood existence as one might understand an insect colony. Fascinating, but incomprehensible, because he had never been anything less than omnipotent. That would change. Across the main marvel, Multiverse, Earth 600 another force was rising. Born as Owen Reese, a timid, anxious man working at a nuclear facility, he led an unremarkable life until the day a particle accelerator malfunctioned and exposed him to raw cosmic radiation. But this was not ordinary radiation. It was an experimental interdimensional energy designed to probe the borders of existence. The accident did more than mutate him. It awakened him. The energy unlocked a portion of the same power source that fueled the Beyonders, granting Owen mastery over the fundamental structure of matter. Molecules, atoms, energy states, cosmic patterns, all bent to his will. Thus was born Molecule Man, a man capable of unmaking universes with a flicker of intent, yet imprisoned by fear, insecurity, and trauma. While possessing infinite, destructive potential, Owen's psyche remained fragile, layered with self-doubt and internal conflict. His power was terrifying, his spirit fractured. For years, Owen struggled to maintain control. He avoided conflict, hid from cosmic forces, and suppressed the full extent of his abilities. But it was only a matter of time before the Beyonder, driven by curiosity, detected a hole in the multiverse. A tiny, anomalous thread connecting the Beyond realm and Earth. Through this tear, the Beyonder observed Owen, and what he saw fascinated him. Owen Reese was the first being within the multiverse who contained a spark of the Beyonder's energy, but limited by mortality, emotion, and fear. He was an imperfect mirror, a reflection of what the Beyonder might have been had he ever known weakness or humanity. The Beyonder wanted to understand the multiverse, and he wanted to understand Owen. He descended. The two beings met for the first time as equals, not in strength, but in destiny. Their backstory intertwined like two halves of the same cosmic engine. One born infinite, one made infinite. And when the tension between them finally snapped, Owen Reese inhaled sharply, his eyes glowing with white-hot brilliance as he steadied himself in the starless expanse. "You came," Owen said quietly. "I wish to continue our conversation," the Beyonder replied, floating effortlessly. "You interest me. You are familiar." "I'm not your experiment," Owen whispered, "and I'm not your reflection." The Beyonder tilted his head. "Are you not? We share power, origin, purpose. You are the only other fragment of what I am. We should understand each other." Owen clenched his fists. For the first time in his existence, he wasn't afraid of his own trembling, because he realized it was not fear, it was resolve. "Understanding each other isn't the problem," Owen said. "It's that you don't understand the multiverse. You play with it, twist it, break it to see what happens." The Beyonder's expression softened with something almost like innocence. "I merely explore, I observe, I learn. Why do you resist what is natural to me?" "Because your curiosity destroys people," Owen said. "Destroys worlds. You warp lives without caring what happens afterward." The Beyonder blinked once, like a child, hearing the concept of consequences for the first time. "They are less real to me," Owen breathed out slowly. That was it, the truth. This being, with infinite power, had never understood meaning, emotion, connection. He was omnipotence without empathy, and Owen Reese, flawed and frightened as he once was, could no longer allow that. "I won't let you hurt anyone again." The Beyonder stared at him, a glimmer of confusion crossing his perfect features. "Are you challenging me? I'm ending this." A pause stretched across the void. Then the Beyonder smiled. "Show me." The Beyonder didn't strike, not at first. He simply thought, and the entire region of space inverted. Colors that did not exist in the mortal spectrum flickered into form as galaxies, folded into origami-like spirals. Owen snapped a hand upward, stabilizing the collapsing dimension before it ruptured the neighboring universes. "You tried that last time," Owen said, voice reverberating with layered frequencies. "It won't work. So you have grown," the Beyonder said with delight. "Show me more." Owen thrust his palm forward, reshaping the void's molecular lattice. The emptiness between them roared to life, turning into a storm of crystalline matter that spiraled toward the Beyonder. With a flick of his finger, the Beyonder erased the attack, not by destroying it, but by deciding it simply never happened. Owen grimaced. This would be harder than he thought. The Beyonder extended an open hand. "You cannot overcome what I am. I am the totality of a plane beyond your perception. And I'm the one thing that can hurt you," Owen replied, eyes burning like twin supernovas. "You just don't understand why." This time, Owen struck first. He reached not into matter, but into the fundamental laws that governed the Beyonders. Interaction with the multiverse. The thin, delicate interface between omnipotence and reality. With a violent wrench, he twisted the connection. The Beyonder's eyes widened as, for the first time, he felt constraint. A boundary. "You, what have you?" "Anchor point," Owen growled. "Your power has to manifest through a conduit, and that conduit is what I am." The Beyonder staggered, a god staggering. Owen pressed the advantage. With a thunderous invisible force, he rewrote the substrate of existence around them, forging a cage of pure, cosmic law. A conceptual box, so absolute that even eternity could not escape it. The Beyonder touched the barrier and felt resistance. "No," he whispered, awe washing over him. "You are limiting me. I'm ending this," Owen repeated. The Beyonder's counter. But the Beyonder was still the Beyonder, with a screamless burst of power. He shattered the first law cage, then the second, then the third, ripping new forms of existence into being just to escape destruction. He surged forward, slamming into Owen with enough force to crack 3 timelines. Owen flew back, but his form, now less man and more principle, reformed instantly. "You cannot cage infinity forever," the Beyonder thundered. "And you shouldn't exist without limits," Owen answered. The Beyonder raised his hand, ripping open a fissure to the Beyond realm. Raw, white, omnipotent essence poured forth. Power so absolute that even the fabric of the multiverse recoiled in agony. "This is what I am," the Beyonder said. "This is what you oppose." Owen stepped forward unflinching. "And this is who I've become." With a voice that resonated across infinite planes, Owen Reese reached into the fissure, not to absorb it, not to block it, but to rewrite the very purpose of its energy. The stream of absolute power twisted, condensed, folded in on itself. The Beyonder felt something impossible. Loss. "You're turning my power against me." "No," Owen said. "I'm turning your nature into your weakness." The fissure collapsed with a thunderous implosion. The Beyonder fell to one knee. In front of him, Owen Reese no longer resembled a man. He was the shape of willpower made visible, of cosmic order, wearing the memory of human skin. "I didn't want to do this," Owen whispered. "Then, don't," the Beyonder said, voice wavering. "Teach me." Owen stepped closer and placed a hand on the Beyonder's chest. "I tried, but you learn by breaking, and you've broken enough." A single beam of silver-white energy pulsed from Owen's hand, threading into the Beyonder's core. Not destruction. Rewriting, reformatting, transforming. Omnipotent chaos into structured essence. The Beyonder gasped as the infinite possibilities that made up his existence compressed into something smaller, something definable, something mortal, a finite being, a recreated form, a cosmic child finally placed within boundaries. Owen stepped back, exhausted but resolute. "It's done." The Beyonder, now diminished, humbled and no longer a threat, looked up with wide eyes. "What am I now?" "Someone who can learn," Owen said softly. Without destroying everything, the void settled. The cosmic winds stilled.